Michael saying struggling with deconversion and religious abuse, looking to get some insight. Thanks. Yes, if I did not, I would not be able to sleep at night if I didn't take this call. So,
Agree.
Michael, hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I'm doing well.
Because we
Tell
are
us about your,
way over time,
yeah.
if you could really get to the point with us, that would be appreciated. Sorry for the pressure.
No problem. Before I start with mine, I just want to make a quick comment on your first caller. I've been a teacher for 27 years, and if he's okay with the 10 Commandments in the classroom, would he be okay with the 7 tenets of Satanism and every other religion? I'm not sure that he would. And this is coming from a conservative white man. So really, it needs to stay out of schools. And I've been doing this.
Well, he was a troll, so I don't think he has any values. Trolls usually don't have any values at all.
I'm beginning to see that. Yes, sir. My quick story was around 6 years old. My dad was a deacon. My grandfather was a pastor. He graduated from Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary. I grew up in the Southern Baptist Church, and around 6 or 7 years old, my parents started telling me at Bible study in our home on like Tuesday nights that one day, and they don't know when it would be, it could be tomorrow, that people will come to our door, bust in with guns, make us try to take the mark of the beast. And they told me, even if they put a gun against our head, do not take that mark. You will go to hell. But if you stand up for Jesus, let us die, you will go to heaven. That's a lot for a 6-year-old to chew. And so I struggle with that and for many years, and I still struggle with that. My wife came out as an atheist about 15 years ago, and I've been afraid to. And when I finally did confess to my parents how I believe a few years ago, about 4 years ago, it was kind of a heated discussion because my son is actually went to the same seminary and studied apologetics. So I was getting it at home. I was getting it in my parents' house. And, it's been really hard. So, I watch you guys and I read a lot. I don't really know how to explain to people how this goes, but I will say that if you're in this situation, anybody that's listening, I truly feel that it gets better with time, but it will always be there. So to this day, if someone knocks on my door, my hand's on the rifle until I find out who it is.
I am so
it's been traumatic.
Sorry that your parents did that to you, even if their motives they think were good, right? They could have been the most loving parents. I don't know, but I'm very, very sorry for what you went through. I want you to know you are far from alone. We get many calls along this line. I will definitely recommend Recovering from Religion. If you're not unfamiliar with that organization, these are the issues that they deal with. It is a volunteer organization of counseling where you can make connections with people and talk about these stories. This ingrained fear of punishment, of something looming, is very, very common amongst people who were raised in a very literal, biblically literal household. There's even a song about it in the Book of Mormon called Great Scary Mormon Hell Dream, about this concept of, even if now as an adult, I still have these nightmares about what my parents told me and about what I think will happen to me. So my heart goes out to you. How are things now? Have you found equilibrium with your relatives that still believe? Are you still able to spend time with one another, or has it sort of separated you?
Well, first of all, I want to say that my parents were awesome parents. They were very loving, very kind, and I truly believe they were doing what they thought was right. So, with that being said, about 4 years ago, I was 49 years old. I had a massive heart attack that gave me a 5% chance to live. I made it through the heart attack. This is right after I told my parents how I felt. And it was a big argument, and it made my mother cry. And two days after my heart attack, 2 weeks after my heart attack, my mother passed away before I could reconcile.
Very sorry to hear
that's
that.
been hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but my dad and I are great. My son and I have butted heads so many times. As I said, he studied apologetics in seminary, and I'm very scientific. My degree's in agricultural science, and that's what I teach. And
Yep.
so I always struggled. I always struggled at church because the Noah's flood, my entire time, the water cycle. There's not enough water. Where's it going to come from? Just makes no sense. But yet
Right.
I could not express myself.
No.
Same way with Jonah and the fish. You cannot breathe underwater and you cannot live in stomach acid. So,
Yeah, and you were
because that's
stuck in
cognitive
that
dissonance.
situation, right? You are stuck in a
Absolutely.
community where if you come out, the consequence isn't just people will shake their head and think, "Oh, this Michael, he's no good." You risk alienating everyone. You can't go to the barbershop and have anybody treat you nicely. You can't hire anybody to cut your lawn. You can't hire a babysitter. You can't go to church anymore. You lose all of these connections. At least that's what you're worried about in these sorts of communities.
I have lost several friends.
Yeah. Just
I've
because
lost several friends.
just because you say you're not convinced that there is a God, right? And that ends the friendship.
I am not
You
convinced.
yeah, you have not changed. They are the only thing that has changed about you is some opinion, and that is enough for them to cut you out of their life, which is just the saddest example of the negative aspects of religion.
Well, I truly believe you do not have to be religious to have love and compassion. That is not a prerequisite. Religion does not own that. And I have learned that through these past few years, partly in help from you guys and other folks online. And because where I live in North Carolina, there's probably not very many of us. We're in the Bible Belt, and I'm in pretty much the Deep South. And those of you who
There are
don't know
atheists.
about living down here, it's kind of
You would be
There are-
surprised.
Yeah, you will be surprised if you just look for atheist groups there. There are there, and because they are, a lot of them feel the way you do. There's a lot of motivation for creating groups like that over there. Have you tried recovering from religion? Have you tried approaching them?
I have not. Thankfully, my wife is she's an atheist. Like I said, she came out long before I did, which upset me a lot.
Nice.
Even though I didn't truly believe, it still upset me. But she has been wonderful. She's been my rock. So yeah, I would like to check that out, and I'm definitely going to do that. I wanted to call.
And you also mentioned that you like reading books. You're into reading a lot, right? There's a couple of books.
I was before I started a doctoral degree. Just kind of took that away. So, but basically,
It can do that.
Yes. But there are certain books that, if you want me to read some titles of some books that a lot of people have found helpful, do you want me to read their titles?
Yes.
Okay, so there's one called Leaving the Fold, a guide for former fundamentalists and others leaving their religion. And that seems to be a very popular book. There's another one called When Religion Hurts You, Healing from Religious Trauma and the Impact of High Controlled Religion. That seems to be a very popular book. And then there's a third one called You Are Your Own, A Reckoning with the Religious Trauma of Evangelical Christianity. This one seems to be very popular. So I think like reading these books and reading about other people's experiences, that will be helpful. Go on.
I definitely agree. And so I just wanted to call, share my story, and maybe hopefully give somebody some hope, because it does get better. I will say this, right as my heart attack was occurring, hell flashed before my face, and I had an immediate flash of fear of hell. And that indoctrination is so strong that even after not believing, as I was actively dying, I thought I saw hell, and then I reminded myself, there is no hell. There is no heaven. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to go to sleep forever. And I didn't remember before I was born. I won't remember after I'm gone. And that gave me so much peace that it quelled that fear of hell. So, and that is due to folks like you. I appreciate it. I won't take up any more of your time.
No, can I just thank you, Michael, first of all, because you sharing this serves two purposes. First of all, just getting this off your chest is a very effective tool for in the recovery process. Sharing your story, it helps you, I think, and I think you should share it more with more people, because it is one of the main tools for recovery. But also sharing it helps a lot of other people. A lot of people who are listening, who will have had similar experiences, and when they hear other people going through this the same experience, it does make them feel better. So that you're being very helpful. And I also, last point, I know we should be going, but last point, I also want to mention that a lot of people in the chat, while you were sharing your story, they were saying that they feel for you, they were showing you support, they were posting hearts. So a lot of people, you had a huge impact on our audience, and I just wanted to make sure that you know that.
And I would like to add my compliments to both you and your wife. Too often we hear this story and it ends in divorce. The fact that you were able to navigate these choppy waters with the difference in time between you changing your minds about what you were convinced about God is a testament to your relationship and probably your maturity as humans and the love that you have for one another. So please let your wife know that I send her my compliments and I send you my compliments. That's not an easy thing to navigate.
Absolutely. And once again, I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for the kind words, and for the folks on the chat there. I appreciate their kind words. It means a lot to me, and I hope you guys have a good evening.
Oh, thank you. And I just saw that chat. There's 2 atheists from North Carolina in chat sending you hellos. So make sure to say hi to them because you're not alone.